Warning. This program is intended for adults only. What you're about to listen to contains explicit language, sexual topics, and don't be surprised if you get wet.
You've just tuned in to PooseBoss with your host, Victoria Lynn. What's up, guys? It's your girl, Victoria Lynn, and you've just tuned into another mini episode of PooseBoss. And as you know, I like to call it Random Pussy. And I have a guest here tonight, my first official guest, and I'm so excited. Like, I'm a little wet, not gonna lie. So we have Diana DooWop in the house. Girl, introduce yourself.
Hello, you guys. My name is Diana DooWop. I am a Los Angeles raised human being in this creative world. I would call myself an artist because I am a multi-talented creative. So I model, I act, I like to play music.
I know you sing amazing.
Thank
I just
you.
got like my own private show. It was fucking awesome. Like, she took me back to childhood. Like, definitely, I don't know if you have an album out, but you should. Like, it was legit.
It's so funny because the music is something I don't really like do.
Yeah.
Like, it's there. I learned how to sing and I learned how to play guitar, so like it's there. It's like another thing to add to like the list of things.
You're just an overall creative.
Yeah,
I get it. Me too.
Full on. You know, it's like people are like always asking, "What do you do?" And I'm like, I create art. My body, my soul, and my mind. Like,
yep.
You know, like modeling, that's art. Acting is art. Playing music is art. Painting, obviously, art. Like, but also like. One of my main things right now is learning to mime.
Learning to mime? No shit. Okay, why?
I just like to add new things to the arsenal.
Okay.
You know, like it's a task and it's a skill you have to develop, and I like the challenge. I was a really big nerd growing up and still to this day.
Hey,
I just like to become great at something.
Right. Okay, so Star Wars or Star Trek? Just
wars all day. All day, Han Solo, hello.
Chewbacca. Oh, what is there? Oh, yeah, there it is. Well, I'm so excited because this week is actually dating week.
Ooh,
yes, and
every week.
And I was lucky enough to meet her actually a couple days ago. It hasn't been long.
I think it was Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, and she just fucking blew my mind because not only is she fucking cool, but she actually educated me on something that I was like, holy shit, my listeners have to hear this, because I'm even like, maybe this is like something up my, road, alley, whatever the fuck we call it these days. Right. But like, I think it's a way that exactly what I want PooseBoss to be about, which is opening up our mind and seeing what's out there. So how is your dating life and what kind of people do you date, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay, so my dating life is interesting.
Great way to start off.
And I date everyone.
Yes.
Nobody, like, all the people I date or I'm interested in, like, I don't even know if they'd all hang out in a room together.
Really?
They're so different.
Now, when you say everyone, can you clarify what that means?
Yeah, so I'm a self-proclaimed queer girl.
Okay.
Queer woman. So I date any kind of human being.
Yeah.
So they could be gay, straight, lesbian, intersex, transgender, whoever. Mm-hmm. Like, I just love people. And I think life's too short to base it on something so, like, ridiculous as genitalia.
Word.
Because your genitalia, okay, yeah, I was born with a vagina, but does that mean that I can't like other people who have a vagina, or who now have a new vagina, or who used to have a vagina? You know what I mean? So it's like, there shouldn't be any limitations, and I don't live by those standards or rules. And queer is also like defined as odd. So like I'm like sexually different, but like physically, emotionally, mentally different. Like, I recognize that I'm an individual, and I know that like I'm different, and it's okay to be that way. Like, I grew up as being this different little oddball, rolling around.
How did you? Because I felt different in a different way, but like for you, how did you deal with feeling different? Because, I think a lot of kids now, like, yeah, they have like this supposed platform with like Instagram, YouTube, and people to look at. But the truth is, like, at the end of the day, you're in your room by yourself. Like, you know, it's all about self-love, right? That's what this is really coming down to. Like, how did you do that, and how did you get through that?
Well, it was in high school when I really I always thought that like you aren't like everyone else, and that's okay. But like I saw, like I have 4 siblings, so like I was a part of their lives, and I saw how different like we all were. Like I call myself the rainbow sheep of the black 5. So like for me, I knew right away. Like I was aware at like 4 years old, and as I grew older, like a lot of things that helped me were like meeting like-minded friends. Like I have a very best friend named Renee who we met in 10th grade, and she's the best person I know, and she's my favorite human in this world. And we are completely bonded because she accepted me. But I also had music growing up. Music really made me feel like you can be yourself. Like do you be who you want to be. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks about you. And I've always, like, you could look back at the archives of my life and the photographic proof, and you can see who the one was that was like, oh, she's like walking to, not even, there's no drum. There's no drum to be walking to the beat of. Like, I'm just kind of skipping along.
Yeah, you're just being you.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, for me, what I'm trying to figure out is how to embrace being me, because I've been told so much that me is not acceptable in a sense, without even like, I'm not saying my family meant to do it or did it purposely, or if it's just my family, right? It's like society in general, the way they make us as women want to be this certain way, or like, you know, you're a slut if you're this, or if you like everybody, something's wrong with you.
Yeah,
you know? And so, like, I think that's like a challenge, and I find it very admirable that you are able to stand up and be who you are.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people now with Instagram are hiding behind this like social media facade of being who they think they should be.
Right, because if you, like, for example, you see people you know from Instagram in public.
Yeah.
And like, they're not that exciting, or they're not like having the greatest time. They're kind of sitting there quiet, taking photos of things, not even engaging with each other.
Yeah.
And like, real life is about human interaction. Like I have an Instagram. It's a really good Instagram. Like I've curated it well, and it has like nice images, only professional photos. However, I'm not spending all my time concerned about what people on an app think about me.
Yeah.
I don't care what people in real life think about me, let alone, like, I share those photos because, you know what, people have been liking them for years, and they have been dedicated, and they like to see what is next.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay, but it's like, I'm not gonna pretend I have this life I'm not having. You know, like, we should be a little more, there should be less like expectations, because people feel like they have to be a certain way. It's like, oh, so-and-so's doing this, or the new hot thing, or whatever. It's like, you don't have to be anything you don't want to be. Like, be yourself. Like, I'll go weeks without posting, or like spend my time like doing my real life, and not feel anything about it, you know. But like, I know that we've created an addiction for, you know, who doesn't want to be liked?
Of course.
And they call it likes. I think they should call it love, and then they should call it followers, supporters.
Yeah, that's true. That would be a nice change. So, do you use dating apps?
I've used apps.
Okay.
I'm off all apps at the moment. Currently, I'm about 3 weeks off the apps.
3 weeks off the apps.
So it's worth like recognizing. It's like, you know, I'm 3 weeks off the apps, guys, and everyone's like, oh.
And I mean, there may be some people you might have met in those 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that it's a bad thing. But as far as like dating apps, I feel like, how do you do that when you have like, because, right, like, there's so many choices on one dating app of one sex, right?
Yeah.
When you're...
Oh, I have it open for everybody.
And and by the way, do you say to people, like, are you like, I want to be polyamorous, or do you like commit to one person?
No, so I'm not poly. I do So I was in a long-term relationship, and that was a monogamous relationship.
Okay. With a man or a woman?
With a man.
Okay.
I've been with both in like committed relationships.
Okay.
But with a man for 3.5 years, and that was monogamous, and I was only with him for that entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got out of that relationship, when he dumped me, after he dumped me, I learned to, like, say fuck it. Like, let's just see who else is out there, and like, don't be so quick to jump on a commitment just because someone says they like you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and at the time for he and I, that was what was necessary for my life, because it helped shape who I am to this, like, today. And I've learned so much from that relationship that I can take with me and leave a lot of things behind and into my next relationship, whatever that may be, with whoever that may be, whenever that may be. Mm-hmm. I'm not in a hurry, but I would, everyone wants to have love, so I'm not anti-love. I date a few different people because they satisfy me in different ways.
I love that. So speaking of that, there's something you said earlier that I want to bring up. And it was kind of the way that you that you portray sex with men versus sex with women.
Yes.
And I liked this because it really made me think, as a woman, right, how much of a difference, like, you kind of put on the male gender versus the female. And, like, in a way, like, I almost get it because I feel like you're more comfortable with the female because we're just like, I don't know, I just feel like
playing music earlier with you guys, like, if it was like a group of dudes, I might have done it, but like with a group of women, I'm definitely gonna do it because they understand what it is to just like share who you are, just like be yourself. But like with men, I do get a little more tense and a little more like, because I don't know. I don't really believe in like alpha, omega and all that. But like I would consider myself more of if I did, I would be on the alpha side of being like a, alpha female. Mm-hmm. Like I'm social, I'm loud, I'm like myself. Yeah. But like when I'm around a group of men, sometimes I feel a little like uncomfortable. Like, I don't know if I want to play music because I feel like I'm going to be judged. And women just appreciate you being around. Mm-hmm. And that like is in a romantic way, friendship, whatever it might be.
So do you feel that, I mean, without getting too much into it, do you feel that women, like, in bed just are so much more about not just pleasing themselves, but their partner? So it's like it becomes more intimately connected. Yeah. Because, like, I feel like with, like, the random hookups that I've had with dudes, like, they're just so disconnected, and I'm like, I mean, okay.
Well, like, you feel like you're just a hole that's trying to be filled.
I mean, that is what you are.
And then, them. Like, 7 minutes later, you're like, God damn it. This is like 7 minutes I didn't need.
Yeah, but unless like, they eat you out, then I'm okay with it. As long as they go down.
If you get something out of it, but if you don't, it's like, once again, but,
once again,
I've collected their soul. Within the orgasm. Yes. So you're good. You're good. You got what you came for, and he obviously got what he came for. Yeah. And you can skedoodle along and go and like have an actual like interesting time.
Do you have girls? So like guys like always lie to me. Like I literally have told people like, yo, I'm not going to hit you up again. This is like a one-time thing. And then they make up still elaborate story about some bullshit. And then I see like their Tinder profiles like being updated.
Right.
And they're like,
new photo. Yeah, I'm like, you sent me that photo, bro. You ain't slick.
Do you find that with girls too, or guys?
Well, with women, they're like, they don't play games because we all have dealt with a guy who's played games. True. And I've only been with one gold star female, and like gold star has never been with a male.
Oh, okay. I learned something new. Gold star has never been.
Oh yeah, gold star.
Did she eat the best pussy? I just need to know.
She was pretty good at eating pussy. She was pretty good at like, I mean, sexually we were on fire. All the other stuff was a fire, a garbage fire.
She was one of those King of Wands.
We were probably not meant to be. Not as much as this little Virgo wanted it to be. Yeah. But that's okay. Like the sex was bomb, and like we were together like a couple times, and I mean like over the years we spent like a year. In a year.
I know. I've had kind of people.
So like it was like year one was like I don't know, 6 months or whatever. And then year 2 was like a year. I mean, so year 4 was like a year. Like it was a gap in between. I had a full-on relationship in between us. And then I was like, hey. Well, she actually was like, hey. And I was like, hey back. Let's be honest. It was a Facebook message. I hope you're listening.
Slide into my DM.
Because now I'm telling your business. You know who you are. I won't drop any names, but you know who you are.
I know. I feel bad.
They all know who they are.
Right? I feel bad for everyone I'm telling my stories about because I'm like, you know who you are. I don't even have to say your name.
You don't have to say it. It's like, I know that, and like in a good way, in whatever way, it's like, okay, that happened. That was us. It's all good.
Yeah.
I was a little emotional back in the day, but I don't give a fuck anymore. So like, I'm at the point now where like I'm dating.
Yeah.
And if someone like upsets me or does something to make me feel uncomfortable, I'm just like, bye. Without hesitation, because I don't have time to waste. I'm fucking busy. Mm-hmm. And like, if you don't respect me, and like, I am finally at a point in my life where I know who I am. Mm-hmm. And I know I'm extraordinary, just like we all are. And we all have to learn how to like see ourselves as extraordinary human beings. And I've reached that point, and I'm like, if you don't want to fuck with me, then like, you obviously have like completely different types of goals and morals. Because I know that I'm like supportive and loving and compassionate and sexy and fun and like all these things. I'm like, if you don't want all this shit in one easy package, then like that's your problem.
Girl, I feel the same fucking way. I'd be like, I don't even know, like when people just stress me out, I'm like, you know what, you lost out. I'm at that point where I'm like, if you don't see the value standing in front or sitting, whatever, however you want me standing or sitting.
I know. Do you want to see me from the back? Like,
but yeah,
how are we sitting?
Yeah.
Are we even sitting?
Yeah, legs crossed or legs open?
Yeah, like, are we sitting? Are we at home or are we like in public?
Ooh, okay, girl. I've had sex in public before. Have you?
Oh, yeah. I've had sex in a lot of precarious
manners.
I mean, like over the years, yeah. Like especially when I was in my 20s, I was just like a little. Just like car hookup, park hookup, fucking wherever, somebody's grandma's house. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, one time me and my person. We'll call
you a person.
We'll call you my
person. We're being generous right now.
Me and my person were fucked up, and we had sex on his mom's bed, and we literally broke it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. And I just remember being like, damn, that's fucked up.
Did you guys tell mom?
I think his sister created a lie for us. She was she's a down ass
just
bitch,
like when they were kids.
Yeah.
Keeping it loyal.
Right?
Shout out to the sister.
Right.
You know who you are.
Yeah, you do, girl.
Yeah, I mean, I've like I don't know. I just feel like with sex, if it's not at this point, if it's not something that's meaningful or like worth my while, I'm good without it. I can take care of myself.
Yeah.
I don't need to like deal with all the other things attached to the genitalia.
I mean,
especially the male genitalia.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I love to be like
fucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a nice like.
But it has to be good. Like, there definitely is, like, non-worthy
if you're
dick
not involved
out there.
with me, like, if you're not, like, mentally...
Yes.
Like, I love staring into someone's eyes. Just, like, look into their eyes and, like, enjoying, like, we're doing this and sharing this intimate moment.
Yeah.
And we might not ever do it again, but we might also like how we're doing this. But if there's no connection, if you have no, like, inside joke or you have no... like
the tease,
anything,
the game,
the
fun game, not the shitty game,
not the game y'all niggas are out here playing.
Right.
You know what game I'm talking about, and I'm over it.
Yo, I'm
game
so
over.
fucking...
Go to jail. Don't collect $200.
Right.
You done.
Y'all gonna be fucked up when we figure out how to make. Well, actually, you know what? Y'all already fucked up because I really think more and more of my girlfriends, right, who have been with guys for like a while, and they fuck them over, they cheat on them, and like it's not even like for me, it's not cheating. It's that you're being dishonest, right?
Right. That's the thing. Why don't you just say I kind of want to fuck other people? And it's
right?
like, look. Me too.
Right? You never know.
It's like, I wish you would have said that sooner.
Thank
because
you.
I've passed up some hotties.
Right? But you know that as men,
I'll never
they want to
again.
own you. That's the thing. Men,
Right.
it's that mentality.
Well, they just like it's also passed down from generation to
exactly.
generation.
It's not
So,
it's what we've been taught. Just like women were taught. I mean, I still want to. Like, to me, I still want to take care of men.
right.
Like,
We're
know?
nurturers.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. Like, if we were fucking cavemen, you'd be like trying to make sure he's okay all the time and feeding him and going like, but I don't do that. I'm more of a, every now and then I'll slip up and I'll start to take care, but I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't want to hear you crying about your bullshit. I don't want to have to hear about who hurt you.
It's literally
because
what
like
you said
you
to
don't
me
even
earlier.
know who hurt me.
Right? No,
Right.
that's what you said to me.
Are you on your period?
Yeah. Text him. Are
Right.
you on your period?
Like, hey, oh, you're sad. Imagine what it's like to bleed for 7 days every month for the rest of your like life that you love.
Right, and for those 7 days, by the way, don't forget we can't fuck or
We can't fuck. We can fuck.
Well, that's true, but it's real messy. I mean, we can.
That's when you know it's intimate. But yes, it is messy. It is painful. Like you have to shit constantly. I'm like, look,
Constipation.
why is this happening?
And like you're bitchy as fuck, and people are like, "Why are you being such
mad?
a bitch?" Yeah.
Why are you mad?
Why are you?
Well,
what?
because I'm dying and I won't die yet. Every month I have to die a little bit, and you don't even understand the magnitude of like dying.
For real.
And then they want to be like, "My stomach hurts, nigga." I will
Right.
kick you in the stomach.
I have a cold. I
like,
can't get out of bed.
Goodbye. Oh, you're not feeling well. I'm not feeling like texting you back ever again.
It's like that ding was perfect.
It was. That was the message.
Message.
I'm like, look, nobody has time. I'm not a mother
Yeah.
for a reason.
So do you feel men are more like want you to assert that role versus women?
They're very needy.
Needy
there
fucks.
are some good ones out there, and if you're a good one, call me.
Right?
Hit me up on the grizzle.
Yo, slide into my DMs.
Can you please slide in my DMs? We'll slide into some socks.
Right.
We'll just... That's the long and short of it. Hopefully you're long.
I was gonna
and
say
not
I
short.
hope it's the long one. Like I don't want the well, unless I mean, I will say
Some shorts can handle it.
I had a chode once. It was like okay when I first saw it, I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
It's kind of like more clitoral.
Yo, it was actually pretty fucking amazing, and I think he was surprised because I don't think anyone ever looked at him like I literally was like I was a little fucked up. I'm like I'm gonna master this
You were
motherfucker.
like, I accept the challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you want a Khaleesi over here. She's my Khaleesi, you guys. You want to fucking accept your challenge.
Yep.
Achieve your goals. Like,
yep.
Oh, man. See, but then with women, like, women don't have dicks, which is why they're beautiful. And
I know,
lovely.
and they need clitoral stimulation,
And
which I
that's
feel
my
is so
favorite
much,
thing in the
though,
world.
like, harder, right?
No.
No? See,
It's
I've never
real
actually
simple.
ate pussy.
Oh,
I've had threesomes.
You have never had the best meal of life.
Best meal of life? I mean, I've, like, had threesomes.
Fuck
with shit.
Wheaties.
Girl, I love my Wheaties, too.
Right?
Don't
Some champions. I'm telling you.
For real.
Like, I'd so much rather eat pussy than suck dick.
I love
day.
sucking dick, though. It's like
to say I loved it would be a lie.
like, yeah.
I'll do it, like, because of the feelings I have for the person.
Yeah.
But, like, I prefer a vagina.
Can we take a just drink to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers.
Sucking dick, licking a vagina, whatever it is.
Prefer that vagina in my mouth.
Right now, I still prefer dick, but I guess she says it's the best meal I haven't had, so I might have to try it. Where's the Michelin star at?
You should.
Who got the Michelin star?
Those are the gold stars. We'll call them Michelin gold stars.
Oh, shit.
That's who they are. And those are the best. The longer a woman's been without a man, the better a lover she is.
So, okay, so this is a thing that
But I'm, like, I have to be honest. I'm a good lover.
You know, I say the same thing about me. Every guy's like, oh, you're so good. And I'm
know
like, yeah,
I'm a good lover.
Right?
Because I'm like, I cater
you
and care.
Thank you. That's my thing is, that's why it's hard for me to have random hookups, though I have had them. Like, honestly, I like to, like, know that, like, you know, be involved, like you said, like have that connection.
Right, because if you don't have a connection, you're just sitting there like, this is fun, we just poked and fucked, and then like you are just laying there after like, so I don't even know like why I'm still here. Yeah. And I don't like that feeling. So like I am not a fuck on the first date kind of gal. However,
I used to not be.
I'm getting older and I have needs.
That's my thing is now that I'm older, I'm like, fuck this. I'm like, why can't I get
fucking needs? And I'm like, okay, it's been a little while, and sometimes I just want someone to lay on top of me. They could even fall asleep. I just miss the comfort.
See, for me, like,
I just want someone close to me. Shit, like single
I have a stuffed animal for that. I have a big ass, like life-size stuffed animal, and when I feel down,
I'll tape a picture of John Bon Jovi's face on it.
No. So I did like the celebrity, like who would I fuck, and my number one was Rihanna. So I would put Rihanna's face. That bitch is so bad.
She's bad.
Bad.
That's your number one?
I think so. I would do. I think I would definitely fuck Rihanna. Who do you think is your number?
My John Bon Jovi thing is not sexual.
Wait,
however,
where did that come from? Yeah,
I don't know. Have I not told you?
No.
Oh, Bon Jovi is my favorite thing in the world. Like,
can you like sing a real riff, like a riff real quick?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Something that everyone knows.
Yeah.
I wanna lay you down in a bed of roses. For tonight I'll sleep on a bed of nails. Whoa, I wanna be just as close as your Holy Ghost is, and lay you down on a bed of roses.
Yeah, I got creamy on that one.
Right? That'll set your heart ablaze.
So is that how you
Bon Jovi is my?
Is that how you get chicks in bed? Because I'm gonna tell you something.
How I get chicks in bed?
Yeah, because like
playing music.
Yeah, because I'll tell you something. This guy serenaded me once after sex, and it like I was like, oh, I was not. You were. I'm cool. Like, call me again.
I tend to only date musicians, which is my problem.
Oh well,
that is my problem.
Emotionally,
I wouldn't even tell it is. I wouldn't say it's a thing. It's a problem because like I also am a musician, and I know how fucked up we can be. And I know that like sometimes we might need the experience for material and like life experience. Yeah. So we can tend to be a little like, okay, I got what I needed. Bye. But it's not personal. Yeah. But musicians can be a little self-absorbed. You guys know who you are.
Well, I tend to date assholes, and I'm an asshole, so
there you go. You know what it's like.
It's like people are like, why do you like assholes? I'm like, yeah, but you don't realize I'm a fucking asshole.
You want what's familiar.
It's fun. I like bantering with assholes.
Girl, there's nothing I love more than like being around a musician, and then he'll just like grab, or she, mostly they're male musicians, they'll just like grab a guitar and just like play me a song.
That sounds hot already.
And I'm just like,
yeah,
just like I'm gonna pass out right now thinking about it, and hopefully I experience that soon. If you're out there and you play music, text me.
Yeah, slide in the DMs.
Give me a little slizzy slide. Why haven't they made a slide emoji yet? Are they hating on the slide?
Oh, that's true. There is no slide emoji. That's fucked up.
There should be a slide. There's a lot of emojis we need.
Do you know that when I like started this show, Pussy, I spelled it Poose so that it, like people wouldn't get like easily offended. And I actually got called by the LLC like when I went to do it, and they were like, so we need you to define exactly what word this is. And I said, it's your vagina. It's pussy. And she goes, excuse me? And I'm like, your vagina, you have one.
Right. Like how are you offended by like something you literally use every
That's
day,
what I know. And then
put all kinds of things in there.
All kinds of things. That should be its own episode. What kind of things do we put in
What do we put in our pussy? Let's see. I made a list.
Yo, I saw some girl use a cucumber on the fucking porno the other day, and I was like,
wait, were you watching
this girl's
life? It was a masturbation. Was it?
No, it was a master. Yeah, it was this girl.
I have a favorite.
Layla. It's some porn. I follow her on Snapchat.
I'm gonna give you the best.
Oh, okay.
Porn.
Oh, send it to me. I watch porn. Yeah.
The life erotica. The life erotic.
The life erotic.
It's like solo masturbation. It's the best porn, but it's cinematically pleasing. Like it's shot in high definition. The sound is great. It's so beautiful to watch. Like it's like, is this a movie?
Have you watched Vixen yet?
Vixen.
Yeah. So actually, I was very surprised. So Vixen, I've seen like because I know a couple of the models from.
Vixen.
Vixen
video.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was surprised by the quality, and actually, this. I mean, they're not actresses, but the quality of the video was amazing. I was like,
how was the acting?
Well, it wasn't even acting. It was voiceover. That's the thing. It was
damn.
I was like, well, this one I saw at least.
I can't. It takes me right out of the movie. If it's like voiceover, or if it's like, if she doesn't seem like she wants to be, like, that's why I'm on this whole like solo masturbation kick.
So do you watch, if you prefer porn, like, do you watch, what kind of porn do you watch? Solo masturbation?
That's been my...
And it's female or male? Do you like male masturbation?
Oh, no. I have to see that enough in real life.
A
guitar solo is a male masturbation.
I straight like ask dudes for videos of them masturbating.
Oh, I would, if I'm personally involved, like I get a kick out of it. But if I'm like watching a video, I'm like, I don't want to see your dick throw up. Like I have other things I can do. Like see other like chicks like love themselves.
That's true.
And no man is necessary for that. And like there's so much empower. I'm gonna say Emily J is my favorite. Just anyone who's listening, if you put in the life erotic Emily J, you will understand what I'm talking about. She's a fucking beast, and her acting skills are great, but it's not even, it's just like she loves herself.
I'm down with it. I actually did webcam modeling for a short time just because I wanted to do it. Like, it was like I just wanted to fucking do it, and I would have kept it up, but, the person I was with wasn't happy about it.
Right.
But it was like more of like an embracing my body. And
well,
like,
there's so much empowerment there.
Yeah.
Because it's like we're taught to like, or, we don't love ourselves as much because of whatever body type or whatever, anything, personality, whatever we are, we don't fit some kind of mold. And like when other people are giving you that instant gratification, it feels great. Yeah. And they're like, damn, you're hot. And you're like, yeah, you know what? I am hot. So fuck what you think. I'm going to wear this. I'm going to be this way. I'm going to be who I want to be and like be a sexual being. And that's okay.
Yep.
Because I wish a motherfucker would say something about my cleavage at this point. Because I'm like, first of all, this year of my life, I love my cleavage. And I've kept it up for the better part of some of these motherfuckers' whole lives.
Right.
And I feel like if I want to dress a certain way, or like my body, like I like being slim. So like, if I want to wear like a fucking skin tight dress and some cowboy boots and like rock my shit all night, I'll do it. And I don't care what anyone thinks.
Yeah.
Because we don't get to choose our body. Well, some of us choose our bodies. But most of us would rather just enjoy the one we got.
I mean, I love my body. I definitely have, like, I've done bodybuilding, so I would say I altered my body in that way, and I've had actually lip injections, but I feel like the thing is if we started to just embrace our flaws, we wouldn't start looking like each other. Right.
I mean, people get, so there's I never really share this, but I might as well now that we're here. I've already talked about fucking in public. But, everyone has their thing they get insecure about. And my thing is, it's something people don't like their reactions usually make me feel even more insecure because I get insecure about my face. And they're like, what do you fucking mean? Like, like you have this and that on your, your great face. I have a good face. I know I was blessed. However, that doesn't mean... Hashtag blessed. Pretty girl rock. That doesn't mean I don't get insecure about it because when people... Like, you might be with a group of friends and you're just, like, trying to have a good time and someone's like, you're so pretty. And you're like, can I just, like... I have this face every day of my life. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, it may be your first time experiencing me. But it's just like if someone doesn't like their arms or their thighs or their nose or whatever the fuck, you know? And I feel like we're living in a time where I should be allowed to be insecure about my face and people don't give me shit for it because like, yo, this is real. This is not, and it's my moneymaker. But it's also like sometimes it can be like hard to handle, you know, and like people expect things from you, like they're. But you know, I also love my tits and my ass now is getting great. But like,
girl, yeah,
my favorite part about me is my legs, and I love my legs, you know, and like my legs are beautiful. And my face makes me uncomfortable sometimes because it's always been a thing.
I get that. I mean, that's like my ass has always been a thing,
right?
And it's like all like actually, she asked me earlier. She's like, so it's like been all your life, and I'm like, yeah, since I was like 10, dude. Like men used to like surround me, like, oh my god, like. And it's like really, and now it's like everybody wants this like big ass,
right?
Like,
so now asses are in, and you're like, I'm out here.
I'm like, finally, I can wear a fucking thong.
Right.
It just sucks because everyone's like, oh, you got work done. I get people all the time like, who was your doctor?
That would be the universe. And
yeah.
My parents.
Yeah.
That would be the cornbread.
But I love to tell people,
Dr.
they're like,
Cornbread.
does your mom have a big booty? I'll be like, actually, it's my daddy.
Oh,
my daddy got an ass.
booties.
Oh, he got an ass, girl.
I met a man with a booty recently.
I like booties too. I like to be able to grab onto it, you know,
like,
and like they're.
I met him, and he was wearing a suit, and there were so many people I didn't notice the ass. We were hanging out, and he stood up, and he had on shorts, and I was like, "Oh, so you're rotund? Like you have an ass? I love an ass. Like an actual ass on a man is so hot. And a woman,
I like an ass
I
too.
need women to have curves."
I think curves are sexy. I
They're
love
so
my
sexy.
curves. And I love, like, it took me a long time to embrace my small boobs, but like I fucking love my tits, yo.
You can wear whatever you want.
Yes. And also like when I'm naked, I'd be like, yes, bitch. Like fuck,
Right.
I don't need to, I got these nice ass nipples here.
Right.
You see
You
these?
just love
You see
yourself.
these abs?
Yeah,
You
see,
know they ain't there.
I'm like, I'm tits, no ass.
Yeah.
Like, I have less ass, I would say. Tit to ass ratio. Tit is like a 4 and ass is like a 1.
Yeah.
4 to 1.
My
I
ass
have
is
I have 4
ridiculous.
tits for every ass.
Yo, when I was younger though, you know what I used to get called, like cottage cheese ass and stuff. And now I'm just like, oh, you know, actually, so something did happen to me recently. And girl, if you're listening to the podcast, I just want you to know I'm not technically talking shit about you, but this was a little crazy for me, so I got to talk about it. So this girl texts me that I know, and I haven't seen her in years, so I guess she was looking at pictures of me, and she basically told me that she thought something was wrong with my legs because they look like they're genetically deformed. Yeah.
Why would you ever, she DM'd you that?
Mm-hmm.
What's her Insta?
And so
I'm like, bitch.
And so I messaged a surgeon that I know, and I was like, hey, she's saying this, like, you've seen me recently, like, because she's like, you should go to the doctor, you should, like, something's wrong. So I ask him, and he goes, is she jealous of your badonk-donk? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, what do you think it is? And he goes, that's cellulite, Victoria, you have. He's like, that is not anything wrong with you. He's like, that's normal. And I thought, fuck, like, here I am, like, trying to promote this shit, and I don't even realize, people don't realize that, like, being out in LA, like, you know, being out in LA, how fake everything is.
Right.
Nobody realizes it. And, like, this Instagram game
Well, they don't realize that you've had to, like, also, we have that in common with, like, I'm busty.
Yeah.
And I remember even, like, my tits are huge now, but they were, like, way bigger when I was younger, especially like getting out of high school. People don't realize you have that history of your body as a female that is with you still, where like people like looked at you a certain way because you were curvy, or like treated you a certain way because you had curves. And it's like when you say something at this point in our lives as grown women, it's like that's still painful because you don't know what it's like to grow up, and you're going to assume I'm fake because this is the norm. But like, you don't even know what it's like to grow up in a society where men will fucking hound you based on your body type. And they know you're 12.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
You know, like they don't care. And like, it's not, but it's ignorance of others. They're not self-aware, but like it does affect you.
Yeah.
Like if someone's like, oh, your ass, where'd you get your ass done? It's like, dude, I was born this way. You know, it's like there's a big difference. But in LA and like New York and like, I mean, all over the country at this point, all over the world, like it's not every day you see someone that's naturally curvy and like in a way that is what society and like the media wants. Because everyone has all these expectations. Because, like, you have a small waist and you have curves.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of women pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get that.
So how do you feel, especially because you being queer, right? I feel like you can look at this a little different perspective as a woman. But how, as women, do we come together? Because, like, the thing is, I'm not judging women who have had those operations, right? Because to me, it's like, I get it. I completely get it. Like, I in my perfect life, I would be perfect.
Right.
That's how I think, right? Like if I started young and had all the, but now I'm like, well, now I'm like 30. I mean, I think I'm aging pretty well. I'm starting to love my tit. Like, what is it worth? Like, what is it worth to do all this?
Right.
But it's like, how do we get all women to see that, like, I'm not here judging them because I don't want to, quote unquote, be them? Or like, you know, how do we get together as women?
Well, my issue is not with the women themselves, because they're the victims of media, commercial, all that shit. The change begins with the way we see ourselves, advertisements, the media, social media, like accepting your body, celebrities who are curvy or like who are just different, you know, like I love Lizzo. I love Billie Eilish.
Meg the Stallion. She's thick girl.
She's
I
a
love
thick.
her.
Like I love that these women are like owning their bodies and owning. Like I love Billie Eilish because she always wears like baggy, like
she's dope as
dude
fuck,
clothes.
You
like,
know, shit. Now I can't think of her name. I just thought about it too. Starts with a K. Fuck. Kim Petras.
No.
You don't know Kim Petras? Oh my God. I don't know if I'm saying her last name right, to be honest, but you need to look her up. She's transgender.
Oh, is she on Pose?
I don't know.
There's this actress on Pose that she's transgender.
Is she blonde?
No.
Okay, so I looked up her story. She's the first, like the youngest ever transitioning male to female transgender. She did it when she was like 13, 14. And she's an amazing singer. Like, she kills it. Like, great album.
I love Teddy Geiger.
I don't know who that is.
Teddy Geiger was, like, my crush when I was growing up. Like, when I was in high school, So, Teddy Geiger transitioned from male to female.
Okay.
Put out a really good album when she was 15 called Thinking Underage. Like, some songwriting ass shit. And transitioned, like, in I don't know, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and was thrown in this world as this like sex symbol, like pop star, and was like, this is not how I feel. Like I feel like a woman. I feel like I don't want to live this life, and ducked out of, you know, the spotlight for years until she started writing all of Shawn Mendes's songs.
Oh, okay.
And Teddy Geiger. Everyone, please just educate yourself on Teddy Geiger. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. We have to just be a little more kind to each other based on things we have no control over, like race and body type and gender. It's like, you don't choose this. Yeah, I've been talking about this lately. And like, if you tell someone like, I don't like you because you dye your hair pink, that's... You can hate all people with pink hair, whatever. That's your prerogative. It's your opinion.
Yeah.
But, like, if someone is based on the color of their skin, their background, their religion, whatever, their body, you should never judge them to the point where you hate them based on who they didn't choose to be, you know, or your sexual orientation. Like, I didn't choose to be queer. I feel like I'd live a lot easier life if I was a straight woman. Because I'm a minority of a minority.
Yeah.
I'm a queer black female who also has natural hair and like body hair. You know, like I'm different and I know that. But like, it's not a choice. you
just
know,
who you are.
it's who I am. It's who I've always been.
Yeah.
And some people don't accept it. They don't understand it. Like, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I love, I care. And it's hard for people to fucking take. Because I'm telling you, I meet people when I was on the dating apps. I go on a date and like someone's like, you seem so much nicer in person, like, than I expected, or like, it's really nice that you care and you like talking and all that. I'm like, well, what did you expect based on my photos? Oh, because I put my professional photos on there because that's what I am. That is who I am also. But that's just the body.
Yeah.
The shell. Like, you get to sit and talk to the actual person, any actual person. Like, you will learn so much more than what you would assume based on a photo you swiped right on.
Right. No, I 100% agree with you. Because a lot of times the guys that I end up going on dates with on Tinder that I'm like, oh, they're not that good looking, right? Because that's obviously what you're thinking automatically.
Right.
And then if I actually have great conversation with them, I'm never like disappointed that I didn't get to meet somebody. You know what I mean? But it's like that's really where I feel the disconnect personally right now with dating. Is like, I just can't find the connection. And I've tried like to meet girls, but like girls are getting this, like, I feel like, women, but women, I feel like they're like treating it just like guys in a sense. So
well,
it's
because we're all just kind of fed up with like everything that's going on in our culture. And,
yeah,
you know, we're in this weird like Me Too purgatory where we're in the middle of like this movement where like people are concerned with their actions finally. So like, I feel like sometimes dudes don't even know how to date properly, because I know I've been fucking Me Too'd plenty of times. I could have Me Too'd these dudes in my life.
Yeah.
And, you know, especially when I look back to being like in my early 20s and like I was just a kid.
Yeah.
And I was completely taken advantage of at certain times where, you know, there was consent, but also like I look at 22-year-old, 21-year-old girls and I'm like, oh my God, little baby.
I know.
Like, you're a little baby, and like any guy that's a grown man should respect that. But that's changed, and that makes things a little different, which I like, but it also, I don't know, everyone's after this instant gratification.
Yeah.
You got to meet someone now, and then when that person bores you after like whatever amount of days,
You don't want to put the work
you're
into
over it because
Yeah.
we're so quick to like find what's next, what's better. That's why I like that I met a guy publicly.
Yeah.
And
I get that
happened
completely.
to be an actual gentleman and like a beautiful human being.
Fucking lucky.
Like,
as
if
shit.
nothing ever comes of this,
Doesn't matter.
I love that I met a really good dude
Yeah.
in public randomly in a crowd of like 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll
That's
see.
what I call fate, bitch.
We'll see what happens. I would have swiped right on his ass too, though. Let's be honest. His pretty ass. I would have been like, I would have like probably fumbled and swiped left accidentally.
Right.
I wanted to swipe so badly.
It was so great having you on Random Pussy. Thank
you for having me on.
And
Victoria, you are a gem and a legend. I don't know if you guys know, she's a gem and a legend. And everybody follow Victoria. She's fucking dope. And she's got the stamp of approval.
Yes.
From me for sure.
Well, tell them where they can find you on Instagram, etc.
Yeah, I have an Instagram. It's at Diana DooWop, DianaDooWop. I'm there. You can DM me. I'm not really good at responding to things as much as you would expect, but if you hit me up with something interesting, I will definitely respond.
All right, so grab her interest and
bring something to the table. Don't just say hey. If you say hey, I'm gonna be like, it's for horses, and I will never talk to you again. Like, I'm not here to make pen pals. I'm here to make friends.
Word, me too.
And you can also find me out and about in Hollywood, the Los Angeles area.
Yeah, are we gonna go out tonight at midnight?
Shit, yeah, fuck yeah,
girl.
dude.
I'm gonna go out no makeup. Just
let's
be
do
like,
it.
Let's do no makeup,
I'm
no
gonna
panties.
come out fatigued. No makeup, no panties. That's a fucking Tuesday vibe,
right? Yo, you know it'd be rocking Tuesdays though in LA. Like, people don't know it's Monday and Tuesdays. The
there
real
are some
party.
spots. Let me tell you, I go out all the time.
I go.
There's some
I
spots.
I do a little bit.
We're going out. Yeah, she'll have some stories.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for
listening.
having me.
Well, and having you.
Listening and having.
But she will be back. Actually, I'm going to bribe her into helping me with some little pussy jingles coming up
Yes,
here.
we'll write some sounds.
Yeah, so I love that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this random pussy. I know it got me a little wet, so talk to you later. And next time, I will see you for whatever comes next for that random pussy. Bye-bye.